there was one event that I went to. So a friend of mine just told me that his son is doing a 5 years birthday, that I should cover the event. As of then, I don't have no cameras, so I only have
zero equipment.
Yeah, zero equipment. So I only have my phone. And trust me, believe that I still deliver a perfect job with my phone after I covered everything. But there was an MC there that was making a joke, and that was not funny to me. It was like, cameraman we no get camera.
Hello everyone, you're welcome to another episode of The Story Behind the Glory. And today I happen to have a very reputable person in my midst, and this is a person that's pioneered the photography industry. He started from nothing, and today he is well known, and he is the CEO and founder of SABBATH Creation. That is no other person than Mr. Sabbath himself. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, sir, for being here.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate.
Thank you.
Actually, so my name is Sabbath, as you all know. Yeah. So I really appreciate you having me here in the story behind the glory. Yeah, thank you.
Normally you be person when we say I respect a lot, and I've followed you from the very beginning, and I'm greatly inspired by your work and how much you've put in to achieve what you have today. I just wanted you to tell us a little bit of the startup of how you were able to create everything.
Okay. Well, actually, I'm going to summarize, because if I say make I talk,
story go full ground. But say we do here for you, Sha.
Yeah, I understand. So actually, being a photographer was not actually the calling for me, but let me just how it all started, because back then in Africa, in Nigeria, where I came from, I'm always that person that if I go to any places, I always have people that will say, like, can you take me a picture with your phone and stuff like that, because I was very, very, very creative from day one. So fast forward to now, still being in Europe, most time if I went to an event, most of my friends that do know me, they'll say, Sabbath, help me take pictures with my phone and stuff like that. And if I take picture with that phone, and the way I changed everything, if they don't tell you that they took the picture with the phone, you think it's a digital camera or something. So oftentimes like that, it got to a point, people do tell me, why not just be a photographer? I said, no, I don't need it or something. There are already people there doing it. So I don't want to have all those, side talk or saying, nasty photographer now, stuff like that. So I said, no, I gave up. So, but people keep on, insisting and telling me and stuff like that. So let me decide. Let me just give it a try and stuff like that. So that's how I started doing it. But before that, there was one event I went to, or I don't know if I'm too.
No.
Okay. There was one event that I went to. So a friend of mine just told me that his son is doing a 5 years birthday, that I should cover the event. As of then, I don't have no cameras. So I only have
zero equipment.
Yeah, zero equipment. Yeah. So I only have my phone. And trust me, believe that I still deliver a perfect job with my phone after I covered everything. But there was, an MC there that was making a joke, and that was not funny to me. It was like, cameraman we no get camera.
Damn.
So I was like, shit. That thing got a hold of me. Like, I was like, no problem, but fine. So after that, I keep on, trying to invest and buy equipment. Even then, I was not getting penny already, because most of the events, just trying to show myself, trying to say I can do this without getting paid for it. But I just want to, start from somewhere. So I started, getting an equipment and stuff like that. So that's how I started doing it gradually.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Man, that's really, really inspiring, because at the end of the day, I'm happy you were able to, because that thing that MC said to you,
yes,
to so many people, it would have been a word of discouragement.
Exactly.
If you make them not do the thing again,
exactly.
But you were able to build something out of that, and I really love the fact that you did that.
Thank you.
You said something now that you started, when you started, you weren't charging people. You were just doing it for free to create an awareness.
Exactly.
And that is something that I love. And I would like you to say words to some persons, because you get some person when you do this camera work, they never even start to.
Yes.
But the B where they go first give you first, go first discourage you.
Yeah.
So what's that thing that you would like to say to them? And
one thing that I've always knowing, like that understanding I've always had from day one is when you start doing something, there's how you try to build people to have that, am I going to say, that trust in you, that whereby you don't need to charge. You understand? As you are growing your brand, so try to do something that will attract them more to you, like that will show that you're not more of that charging type. So that at the end of the day, when they see the potentials, they see what you can deliver, that is even worth than the charge or the pay you're getting from them. If you tell them tomorrow that you won't, what you normally do for them for like 50 euros, you tell them tomorrow that now it's like this. Although some people might now is becoming pompous because people are patronizing me a lot, but still, if they know your value and your worth, they'll still come for you no matter how you do it. They will still come for you because they are satisfied with your job and stuff like that. And mind you, this field of photography was a very, very big, big thing whereby every day we learn. I'm still learning, you understand? And so, like one thing I always tell people, when you are doing something, pull all your heart 100 in whatever you're doing, because at the end of the day, just imagine you booked me for an event to cover your event. You said I should be there by 9. I'm there I came maybe one hour late or 30 minutes late, and I'm ready. There's how I need to let you understand this was the condition, this was what happened that made this thing to happen. But there are some people that they don't care about the client and everything. So the client satisfaction should be your number one priority. So
talking about client satisfaction, in the journey of photography, have you ever had a client that you felt like this client wasn't satisfied, and how did they respond, or how did you were able to manage the situation?
Yes, because like I said, I'm still new in the game. I thought I started, let's just say, I think maybe I'll be approximately, let's say, okay, 1 year plus.
Wow.
1 year plus in photography.
Man, you don't do great things in less than 1 year. That's massive.
Every day we learn. I try to, make research to build, you understand? So one step ahead, I keep on, learning and learning. I'm not always satisfied when I see some studies. I'm always I like that, whereby when you see something, you are inspired to do more. So I'm the kind of person, you understand? So I've done an event whereby after the whole thing, I saw, the facial expression matters a lot of the client. So I saw how everything was because I know that I flopped based on, then I still trying to understand the cameras and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, I made some, mistakes, and which after I did the record and everything, I know already, but I just kept it. But when I gave the client the clip and everything, he called me. I said, yes, I know this happened, but sorry, I would have tell you this was actually what happened. I tried to explain. Thank God, but he was a very understanding person, and she knows that I'm still new, but she accept my apology and stuff like that. So, but after that, trust me, from there, that was the one mistake that I made. From there was just going. And a day before my event, I'm always prepared. I make sure everything is in good condition, whereby I'm set to go. Yes.
I'm happy that you were able to realize your mistake and you apologize.
Exactly.
Because one thing that I think most business persons they lack these days is the ability to accept their mistakes.
Exactly.
Most of them try to make you see reasons why the mistake is not a mistake.
Exactly.
So they are telling you that what you are seeing is not what you are seeing.
Exactly.
So I'm happy that you are able to do all these things.
Yes.
And normally this show it's about your challenges and stuff like that.
Yes.
First thing first, I want to ask who was the first person that booked you for photography, and why do you think that person booked you for it?
Okay. I think the big event that I did was with my pastor, my daddy in the Lord, my church, Jesus the Light Mission. So it was my pastor. I think he did 56 or years birthday or something.
Wow.
There was the one that said, okay, Sabbath, you will be the one to cover my event. That was the first big event that I covered. Then after that, I think it was also his brother, the pastor that has a Hour of Grace pastor. Yeah. So it was his brother that actually, so he was also celebrating a birthday, and he also booked me. You understand? But before, no, I think if I'm mistaken, maybe I'm mistaken on something. I think, but there was somebody that booked me before his brother also booked me for an event. So these are people that started with me with big events. So yeah.
That's at least that's the lesson for other pastors out there. The minute they connect their members,
Exactly.
The more they connect their members, times they go up.
Yeah.
That's
they saw the Z and yeah.
That's very lovely. And who was the first person that motivated you into photography?
Thank you so much for this question. I really appreciate. You know, me saying I'm being a photographer today. You know, before that, there's this person. Big shout out to what was his name again? Ambassador's Photo. That's an OG. You understand? So whenever I see him, I always give him his flower. So it's the one most times we do have conversation. You know, most times there are some underground jobs. Sometimes it's some things he know that I can do it. He follows me, he know what I'm capable of doing. So sometimes he called me and said, Sabbath, you're very, very creative. I see your work on Facebook and stuff like that. Why not involve yourself in this? I was the one that told them, say, I'm not, I don't want to be in a league whereby people are already there, so I don't want to feel that kind of heat. He said, no, everybody have their own thing. You can just do it. You are good, involve yourself. So the encouragement and everything. So those are the things that really scare me through that, okay, I can do it. These are an OG that's still encouraging me that I can do the same thing. So big shout out to Ambassador Pictures, Photos. So he's a very nice person, trust me. He's one of the person that I hold in a very, very high esteem. No matter what. No matter how I big tomorrow, he's still an OG. An OG when he has to do with pictures or photo here in Belgium. He's an OG. So he has been there for years or decades before me here today.
That's lovely. I think this is a lesson to everyone out there. It's very important you are able to invest in people's future, people's zeal, people's motivation, because it will always be something that they will always remember you for. And big shout out to Mr. Ambassador's Picture for this. And now you said something that the photography thing it's an occupation that there are so many photographers already.
Exactly.
Now, since you started, have you ever had people that try to talk down on your work just to make you look small before other people?
They side talk here and there, but I've never really had someone that come face to face to me and downgrade my my what I'm doing and stuff like that. So but I know when it has to do with this photo, now that I'm involved in this photography business, I know there are competitions. I'm saying it, there are a lot of competitions, and so but for me, those competitions are just I'm doing my thing. I'm doing my thing. I'm just doing what I love, and I'm not just doing it to prove a point or to prove that I'm the best. No, I'm just doing my thing. So, and one thing that I've always, this mindset that I've developed with me since when I was a kid is the doors that only money can open for you, humility can open it for you for free. I don't know if you get it. I will repeat it again. The door that only money, if you have money, you can pass through that door. But trust me, humility can just open it for you for free. You won't pay a penny. So that's how I've built my life from day one. I always try to humble people, and that's me. I'm not forcing it. There are people you try to force it, but this is just me natural. You understand? Like I always say to God that, God, if I'm going to be that famous in future or more, worthy, and that my success of being famous will change my own kind of personality. I just want to remember me. Because I wouldn't want to change for nothing. So I don't know if you get me. That's it. Yeah,
that's a big one. Oh, that's your prayer. A strong one. Oh,
I know myself now. I know myself. No, I know myself. I know myself. Money.
No, I like humility, but at least when small money still join.
No, it go join. But if that small money join, but may that money not change your own kind of being. There are people when you wealthy, you famous already, you start to feel big and stuff like that. Even people when they respect before me, say he senior you or some. You just, after all your money, this one don't get money rich, So that's what I'm talking
true.
about.
That's
So,
true.
yeah.
I understand what you meant, but I just wanted to lighten up a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, when you started, you talked about having this passion about photography in Nigeria, and you finally were able to establish yourself here in Europe. I want to ask, what is the advantage that you think photographers in Africa have that it's lacking here with photographers in Europe?
Yes, Africa, when you are doing a lot of things in Africa, you have all your time to yourself. Europe is money, time is money, everything. You understand? Even while you involved in whatever you're doing, like maybe if you're an artist and you still need to do extra work and everything. But photographer in Africa, they can just keep on to that photographic aspect whereby they have all the time to invest their time, try to make research to make sure they are the best. You understand? But here in Europe, we might just involve in the photography stuff and like just for maybe we are getting something from it, we'll dedicate time and everything. You understand? So, but in Africa, there's you have all the time. So in Europe is a different ball game. Yeah.
So many time is a problem with
exactly a lot.
And do you think that in Europe we have because in Africa, let's take for instance in Nigeria.
Yes.
Every weekend there is a big occasion.
Yes.
Photographers are involved. Do you think that the Europe settings there is enough event for photographers to actually have a place to explore their...
Apart from Saturdays or probably Sundays, that's when we always go to events in the Western world. And in Africa, they do events on Mondays, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So you can see the difference. You understand? So and also in Africa, they are just in this photography of thing. There's in Africa, especially in Nigeria, or let me say around Africa in general. They are professional photographer. Maybe, for example, you are having a wedding. The photographer is just strictly for pictures, not for pictures and video. So he's paying attention and everything on that picture to give you a perfect picture that day. While you have a videographer that will just, his main work there is just the video to capture a beautiful moment. But here in Europe, they do everything together now.
Wow.
You understand?
And they pay on our money.
So just imagine, imagine say, you don't really get that much. You want to see carry extra person? Do the video for me. Make I do pictures. Just imagine now. So we do everything together. Understand? Hoping say maybe in the future, may God bless everybody, make money day so that they feel they do more. So that we'll still need extra assistance to say, help me capture this one. Maybe still to reduce the stress.
I would like to ask something because it's something that's common with we Nigerians and we Africans at large. You made a statement with big photographers in Nigeria.
Yes.
Now, for instance, there's someone that's a big photographer in Nigeria, and he is looking at you as a photographer here in Europe without knowing that you have a job of your own, which I believe you have an extra work.
Yes.
Now, and that photographer is saying that, give me connection to come abroad. I want to do photography work for abroad. What would be your advice to him? Or
yes, if he comes here, he will explore more. Yes, he would definitely explore because why? Just imagine there if you want to take some pictures, maybe make a photo shoot for birthday or something, they pay the penny. So when you convert the nairas to nairas to euro, you know what I'm talking about. So it's nothing. So you understand. So if they have the opportunity to come here, let them come. You understand? Let them come because they will explore more. They will, do a lot in the photography world. You understand? Than there.
So meaning you're saying that photography work is more profitable here in Europe than in Africa?
Actually, but not really though. Not really. But because it depends on the environment you are. It depends. Most of those celebrity photo, like let me say, maybe some photographer taking all those celebrity pictures, like all the big artists that we know, David Whiskey and all that. Yeah. They pay them awesomely. Like they collect better blocks for all those things. You understand? So it depends on the brand you're working with, and the photographer get photographer. there are some photographers taking the highlights of football, like all those, taking the highlight, the movement and stuff like that. You want to tell me that people doing this coverage of marriage and this thing, you want to tell me saying at the same money that they collect? That's what they collect blogs now. I don't mean the info.
Well, some photographers, the way they do highlight of football for Nigeria too now.
Highlight
football, don't be football.
We're talking about international professional. Don't be all those.
Is it easy to get a professional? For instance, you leave Nigeria as a photographer and come here. Is it possible? Is it easy for you to get that same job here in Europe just because you have such a job in Africa? I don't know if you understand my question.
Yeah, I will try to see if I understand. If I don't understand.
If, for instance, I'm a big photographer in Nigeria.
Yes.
Now, when I come to Europe, will it be easy for me to just get a good job with the same standard I was in Africa and here?
It's not going to be easy. You are going to start from somewhere. You need to expose yourself more to meet with some certain people that's in the field. As time goes on, you begin to understand the ground and how you're going to skate through and everything. So it's a gradual process. Except you already have someone that's going to link you to big people that's need your services and stuff like that. But if you don't have such people, you need to start from somewhere.
And talking about starting from somewhere, at what point did you start finally getting your equipment for the photography work, and what led to that decision finally?
Thank you for this question also. There are people, when you have passion about something, it's good to invest in whatever you're doing. That's a big flex on your whole part, because at the end of the day, that joke that the person cracked in the event, it was funny to some people. For me, that was a very positive drive for me to to rebrand myself in a way whereby when you see me, you say this person is not just you understand. Imagine a lot of equipment that I've gotten being just. Imagine I'm just almost 1 year plus in the field. I had a lot of equipment now that even some photographers takes them years to get that equipment. If I see a penny or any if I go to an event, I invest that same money back to get equipment, you understand? Because I know a time is coming whereby all the equipment that I need, I already have them. So when it's coming, it's just a plus for me already. I don't need to spend it to get more equipment, stuff like that. I don't know if you get me, understand?
I understand.
So when you're starting as a new or whatever field you find yourself in, always try to rebrand yourself. Make sure you're doing it whereby people are seeing it that is really trying. When people see when you set your things, your materials to work, they say, this guy is really trying. Which they start here? Don't get this kind. Understand? So that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Lastly, I would like to know, how do you manage to? I believe you're married and you have kids. You have a beautiful family, which I've seen online as well.
Thank you very
much. How do you manage to cope with family, photography, and your work?
Okay, it's a very big task though, but when you have an understanding partner, that sees the vision, understand, and is part of the journey and everything, we always make our time. If I'm booked for an event already, maybe let's say 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I already notify my wife, so date, I have an event. So we make plans already. You understand? We make plans already. It's not maybe I will just have an event. I will just I'm going to an event. No, we make plans and everything so that it will be okay for the family. You understand? Because now I'm not making the decision alone. So we have to come into conclusion and everything to make everything okay for this family. You understand? Because there's a time for business. There's time for family. That's just it, yes.
Thank you very much. I think I love that part, because I think that's one problem that many people out there are having, the inability to manage family and work.
Yes.
Sometimes they find out that these things start to clash. Is either they have to choose over family
Yes.
or work or something like that.
Exactly.
And the fact that you are able to manage and carry your family and your work along, it's a beautiful thing. I think it's something that a lot of men out there need to understand. When you talk about understanding partner, when you said you wanted to go into photography, what was the first reaction of your wife?
Funny enough, she was the one that pushed me, that gave me the courage.
Wow.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Even when people were telling me that you, Sabbath, you can do it, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, she was the one that actually boosted me more. You understand, the morals and the confidence that you can do it. Only I believed you. Understand, and trust me, she was the one that picked up her phone, started calling her friends. My husband is a photographer. Please, if you have
wow.
event, call my husband.
Wow.
Big shout out to my wife. Trust me. Big shout out to her. She has really played a great impact. That's why I keep on stressing and emphasizing it, that behind every successful man, trust me, there's that one strong woman that has been there. We should give them that credit. Trust me.
That's beautiful.
Thank
you. Like you've heard from Mr. Sabbath, behind every successful man there is a strong woman. But for me, I'm going to tell you, behind every successful man, it's good that you have two women, just in case one day weak, the other one can stand in for you. That's a beautiful thing. Thank you very much, Mr. Sabbath. I really, really, really would. I really love that you were able to make it out, and the fact that you've been able to keep this thing going, it's something that I love. And I would like to know finally, what is the vision that you have for Sabbath creation?
Yeah, okay. It's a big vision, you understand? It's a big vision, and we are still, it's still a growing brand. So we are planning something big, and hopefully it's not just going to be in just EU alone. It's going to be global by the grace of God. So we just one step at a time. You understand, one step at a time. And also want to use this medium to give a big shout out to people that's really, one or two things supported me, encouraged me. Big shout out to Big Mama BROE. She has really, these are the people that have worked with me all the ground, that most times they'll say, Sabbath, you can do this. Big shout out to Demetri Swagger King. That's a brother for life. Big shout out to everybody, Lord Mayor, MC Patrick, DJ Tops, DJ Roy, everybody. These are people that when I involve myself in the game, they embrace me with so much love and encouragement. Big shout out to them all. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And also, thank you for having me also, because Sammy still got the love and everything also on social media. I really appreciate also.
It's like I said, bro, I love what you're doing.
Thank you.
I love the fact that I've known you for a very long time, even before Sabbath creation started, and you're a very humble person.
Thank you.
And
thank you.
It's something that I love. Lastly, before you go, I've said lastly like 3 times, but I don't want to let you go. But the truth is, so I would like to know, what are your advice to people that have the same mindset to want to start, but do not know how to actually start? What will you like to say to them?
Okay, my advice is just whatsoever they believed in, if you believed in that this what you have passion. First, we are talking about passion here. When you have passion for that, then neglect the negativity and focus on that thing that you want to do. Because at the end of the day, people that criticize you, that will criticize you, will be the people that is going to give you credit when you're doing that thing in a perfect way. So just be you and continue to do what you want to do. Don't let negativity bring you down.
Thank you.
Because at the end of this, it's going to come, but trust me.
Thank you so much.
You skate through, yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sabbath. You guys have heard from Mr. Sabbath. That is the CEO of Sabbath Creation. And you've heard from him. Forget the negativity and focus on that thing that you have in mind to do. Because when you believe in it, definitely you're going to achieve it. Like you always know, this is the story behind the glory. And today we've been able to hear from a very humble person. That is the person of Mr. Sabbath. Thank you so much. And guys, remember that every story on this show is to motivate you and give you